Hello, my name is Myra Hernandez, and I'll be focused on the pressing global issues on Western influence on forest tourist sites and how that has led to cultural loss in surrounding communities. To start, in more detail, there has been an increased surge of tourism as seen on the graph to the left, especially in areas such as Dubai, China, and Nepal. Has been seen that other cultures are indirectly forced to adapt to Western culture in exchange for their own culture, such as their language, fashion, or overall ideologies. To further explain the dimensions of the issue are how Western influence on tourist sites has led to cultural changes of the places surrounding these sites, and such as with fashion, for example, many women in Nepal refuse to wear traditional dresses and instead prefer wearing Western-inspired clothing. Moreover, there has also been a change in language as observed in Yangshuo County in China, where they are providing more English restaurants and services at the cost of erasing their local dialect. Last but not least, in Nepal, it has been observed how their overall culture is changing after Western influence, which has been noted by Westerners and people from Nepal. And this is an example of what I was talking about, of how they're changing the traditional dresses. And then this is the county in China that I mentioned earlier. If we look at the top left, we can see how they have been integrating more English to accommodate to the Westerners. Now, why has this become an issue? Many of the countries realized that they would gain more economic benefits, but at the cost of becoming more westernized and losing their culture. Another reason was due to the pressures of becoming more modernized and keeping up with Western culture that seemed to advance rapidly. Overall, due to this issue, some consequences and side effects include gentrification, where many people in China are being completely displaced from certain regions to dedicate them to tourists. Additionally, it negatively asserts Western dominance instead of building a community together, especially as many are changing their policies or languages used. Now, connections to global citizenship. How has it been connected, or why is it important to solve this? Well, global citizenship stresses that we should make an equal community by understanding others, but however, with westernizing tourist sites, each person has not been taking full responsibility to do their part and help other countries out. How will this issue be solved? I think we should make what is called the Building Team Foreign Policy. And this will aim to protect places surrounding tourist sites from losing their culture as a result of a strong Western influence. It has already been observed that there has been a loss of dialect in China, or many losing their cultural fashion. Overall, it will bring a sense of community, and it stands for translation, eating, airport, and member. Now, to start with the translation, this refers to using less Western languages in the places around the tourist sites and instead using language that is prevalent to the area. This policy will do this by providing an advanced translation app to people that are planning to visit different tourist sites, and it would give them more options on what language they want to choose to get this translation from. And it will make the foreigner adapt to the new country they're visiting instead of making the others adapt to them. The next language refers to eating. More specifically, has been observed that many cultural foods are served less in some of these tourist sites as they are being replaced by Western options. The goal of this section of this policy attempts to minimize Western options in tourist sites, since this should be an opportunity to learn about new cultural foods instead of focusing on American hot dogs or hamburgers. To add, it is not necessary that these places change the signs of restaurants to English, but instead create a QR code system that could allow them to keep the original language while having it translated for others if they use a QR. The next part of the policy adds an airport requirement. For example, it should be mandatory to fill out a brochure about the place they're visiting to learn more about the culture. And the last part of it would be member, and it just focuses on trying to create new cultural practices. People that live near these tourist sites should not change their lifestyle to accommodate to Western influence, but rather the Westerners or other tourists should respect their society. Overall, it addresses the causes of the issue, because it goes on what the traveler could do differently. A main cause has been the need to modernize faster by using Western influence, but the team policy takes some of the pressure off as it restores the culture and sense of community by preserving the language. However, as many different things, this also comes with its own limitations. For example, for some regions, tourism may be positive as it provides job and economic inflow, but this will try reducing the amount of travelers that come to the place, because it will try reducing the amount of travelers if the travelers do not put enough effort to actually like make to learn, overall most of the downsides just come to whether the traveler is willing to accept the new culture and adapt to them. And then at the end, this relates back to global citizenship as it stresses the importance of building a better community and adapting to others. And it also helps minimize Western lifestyle. Thank you for listening, and these are my sources.